Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards, a whole bunch of them because I have been gone to Montreal for 2 weeks. It was a lovely time, thanks for asking. A lot of stuff has been revealed, a lot of stuff we can't actually talk about, just in case, but we're not going to get into that, but you know it's there. I know it's there. Don't worry about it. We'll get to it when they reveal the cards because I like looking at the cards too. So I like actually being able to see the art, but yeah, let's take a look at what we do have art for. This is a picture for ants. All right, so we got some stuff. Also, if my voice sounds weird or if I cough and I don't catch that in editing, I still am recovering from a cold. Every time I go traveling, I get ill. I can't stop getting ill while traveling. It's really, really a problem. Okay, so we got some V-jumps. Moon Magician, level 4 light spellcaster, 1800 attack, 1500 defense. Can only special with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. If you control an Ixies monster, you can special on this card from your hand. Okay, it's a bad card. This card's normal special, you can target level 4 light monster to your graveyard, except for Moon Magician special, but its effects are negated. That's fine. It's like fine, but like this restriction is like not happening, especially with the hit to Ryzial recently. No, Ryzial's still in the format. Don't worry about that. But like, I just don't like a card that relies on your opponent having done a specific in-game action. It makes no sense for me. But no, I do need to make a video about the fucking ban list too. They just every time I go on a vacation, Konami releases everything. Moon Gardener, level 4 light spellcaster with 100 attack, 2000 defense. You can only special this first effect this card once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. If one controls 2 or more monsters, special this card from your hand. That's a little better. This one is a little bit more like playable. If this card's normal special when your opponent controls a monster, you can add a target level 4 light monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay. I mean, so this one's a little bit more easy to summon, but it also doesn't do anything really. Starship Adjust Plane. What a strange name. A level 3 wind machine effect monster. It's a Speedroid, folks. It's a wind machine level 3. It's a Speedroid. 500 attack, 1100 defense. We'll use the effect this card's name once per turn. Target one of the machine monsters you control that has a level until the end of the turn. The levels of both monster and this card become their combined current levels. Also, you cannot special extra except for machine Ixies monsters. It's not a Speedroid. It does Ixies instead of Synchro. It legitimately, right up until that, it has all the trappings of a Speedroid monster. Oh, that's funny. None of these cards are particularly good, but they're V-Jump cards. What do you expect? All right, new Sky Striker support. We're getting a lot of new Sky Striker cards because of the new anime, which further cements the idea that the new anime is throwing out the manga, because apparently the manga it has little to do with the original ideas for the Sky Strikers, and the anime people are more committed to those original ideas than they are to the really interesting manga. So here we are. I really like the manga, and I really think they should continue with the manga story instead of whatever bullshit they had before that was just like, and here's all the card names. Ray says them, and then she does them. But whatever. Link 2, Light Machine Effect Monster, 2000 attack. Bottom left, bottom right. Not bad. And it's typical Sky Striker, though. They get pretty decent arrows, usually. 2 Sky Striker Ace Monsters, which is a little bit... a little bit tougher to deal with, to summon, than, like, Zeke. Because you gotta use Sky Striker Ace Monsters. And you gotta have 2 of them on the field somehow. Which is not terribly difficult, but like it is a little bit more so. You can only special summon this once per turn. Cannot be used as link material. Interesting. Can use for one of the first second cards once per turn, and only once that turn. This card is special summon. You can add a Sky Shaker spell from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that's not bad, but for the summoning cost, I'm not sure it's worth it. Let's see what the second effect does. Quick effect: you contribute this card special summon a Sky Shaker Ace Ray, and 1 Sky Shaker Ace Rose from your deck or graveyard to destroy 1 card on the field. Okay. This card seems fine. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. Sky Striker Ace equals 0 might be a 0. Okay, what's this? Sky Striker alternative Lemnis Gate. I like the art. That goes hard. Quick play spell, of course. You can only use the second and first effect, first and second effect card when turn. Target an equal number of Sky Striker Ace monsters, Sky Striker spells in your graveyard. Shuffle them in the deck. You can turn the card to hand 1 card in the field for every 3 cards shuffled. That's interesting. It kind of resets your Sky Striker spells, but it also resets your monsters. The thing is, you want Sky Striker spells in grave, and you want Sky Striker Ace monsters in grave as well. But it can recycle the link monsters, which is pretty important. I like that. And then it bounces. I mean, that doesn't seem bad, right? That seems like pretty decent. If a Sky Striker monster is special summon to your field with this card in your graveyard, banish this card immediately after this effect results. Link summon 1 Sky Striker Ace monster. Yeah, this one seems good. I like this one a lot. I think this one is quite strong. And it kind of helps with the Sky Striker OTK kind of deal they got going on. Yeah, no, I think this one's quite strong. Wow, Sky Striker's gotten so much support over the past couple of little bit here that I think it topped the YCS not too long ago. Ryan Yu topped the YCS with Sky Striker. Granted, Sky Striker doesn't play a lot of the new cards they've gotten, like for the ones for the manga run, like the promos for the manga, but it has used a couple of them, and this one also seems like quite good for it. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, next up, this is a silly little guy. Don't expect too much from him. He's Leo Wizard, the Dark Mage. He's some sort of video game card. Spellcaster, Dark, level 4, 1350. Everyone loves the 1350 attack. 1200 defense. He'll use the third effect of this card on once per turn. Monster's original level is 4 or lower with more than 1350 attack or defense. Require 1 tribute to summon from the hand. That's interesting. That's like not awful as far as like a floodgate effect goes. Could be a lot worse. At the start of the damage step of this card battles a light monster, you can destroy that monster. Okay. I didn't realize this was an Ally of Justice card. This card is destroyed by a battle or card effect. You need to add a monster with 1350 attack from your deck to your hand. Now you might be thinking, well, obviously this is a Charmer card, right? Because it's a spellcaster that can get a 1350. But have you considered it's actually a memento? Tatsuno Toshigo. You can grab that. Destroy this card with like Bone Party or something. I don't think it's particularly good for that. Although, if you can get this guy on field, he gives you another point of... I hesitate to say interaction, but it gives you another piece of your board, which is interesting. Because this right here can actually really fuck with some decks. It's interesting. It's interesting. I was expecting this to be a lot worse than it is. All right, Spring. That's right, folks. They made My Girlfriend Haru into a card. Here it is. Haru, a field spell card. Once per turn, you can choose any number of your unused main monster zones, and if you do, place that number of season counters on this card. Also, those zones cannot be used while this card is on the field. Monsters you control gain 400 attack for each season counter on this card. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can take 1 field spell from your deck. You can place the season counter on, place it face up on your field, but neither player can activate its effects this turn. And if you do, place all season counters on this card on that card. Okay, so it's kind of going to be an archetype. We're going to get fall and blah, 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 blah. This is neat. It's a Sky Striker card. But the Sky Striker does want to use their main monster zones occasionally. I guess you could choose all but one main monster zone, right? And then that gives it a boost of 400 for each, so 1600 attack is not nothing for a Sky Striker card. Like it kind of doubles the attack of a lot of Sky Striker cards. And then like this like cycle thing is interesting as well. Yeah, it says specifically deck, so you can't like get back the spring unless you put the spring back in the deck somehow. I'm interested to see what the rest of these do. I don't think these are particularly good, but they are interesting. Alright, we got another fucking Flame Swordsman card. It's Dark Flare Knight, so this is probably dog shit. Dark Flare Swordsman, level 6 Fire Warrior. It doesn't even have, it's not even called a Flame Swordsman card. 2200 attack, 800 defense, only the first and third effects of this card name once per turn. Send a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it from your extra deck to the grave. Shuffle this card from your hand. Also, you cannot declare attacks for the rest of this turn except for with warrior monsters. Cool. And I guess it does Foolish Burial something, so that's not awful. But like, that's like only okay. There are cards in the Flame Swordsman deck that care about being Foolish Burial, but you want to Foolish Burial them in other ways is the problem. Like it's like fine, but like it's not great. At least it does summon itself that way though. You take no battle damage or damage from battles involving this card. Great, awesome. Quick effect: you attribute this card to a monster that mentions Flame Swordsman from your deck, except for a level 6 monster. Now this part is a little more interesting. So this can send. Hold up. Let me because it's Fighting Flame. It's the Fighting Flame Dragon, I believe, is the one you want to send. Fighting Flame. No, not Fighting Flame Dragon. Although does Fighting Flame Dragon do it too? Does it send it from extra deck? Oh, it specifically says extra deck actually. I thought it said deck as well. So yeah, I guess it would be Fighting Flame Dragon because that's the only one that really does anything from grave. Which means that you have an easier time getting Fighting Flame Dragon into the graveyard. Which it's a good card in grave. It's not bad. It gets another 700 attack. And it can make a second attack, which helps you with the OTK. From when I was playing it, at least, getting the Fighting Flame Dragon into the graveyard was pretty inconsistent as to whether you could get it done. This makes it a little bit more consistent, but like you gotta draw into this fucker. And I mean, it's good when the fact that it can just get out the big fucker. That's not bad. It specifically says it can't get out the level 6 monster, which is the original Flame Swordsman. So it can only get out Ultimate Flame Swordsman, which is interesting. It won't be properly summoned is the one thing, but it just gets out your boss monster for free. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, like theoretically in a warrior deck that has a little bit of extra room in the extra deck, you could put Fighting Flame Dragon and Ultimate Flame Swordsman in the extra deck and then run 3 of this fucker and just like hope to draw into it or find some way to grab it to hand somehow. It's a fire warrior. There's plenty of ways to do that. And then just drop this guy and turn it into Ultimate Flame Swordsman, and then equip the Fighting Flame Dragon, and you've just got like a big guy on field. A big guy who can do 500 damage. I thought this guy had a pop too, right? Does it not have a pop? Oh yeah, no, it does. Target one monster, opponent controls, destroy it, and then inflict 500 damage. Right. That's right. So yeah, I mean, like, you could just like throw on a fucking pop that also can OTK onto the field like that, and you wouldn't have to play any of the rest of the other like Flame Swords and stuff. You know what? I turned around. This is actually a good card. I don't know where you would play it. Maybe like Infernoble Knights could do something interesting with it. But like this guy is like a really interesting thing all on its own, and you just need to find a consistent way to access it. It doesn't require you to play any of the other Flame Swordsman cards, as long as you're willing to hit this restriction. Interesting. All right, let's get less interesting with Tistina. Tistina, anyone? Tistina, Crystal Miasma Dragon Tistina, a level 10 Dark Aqua effect monster, 2000 attack. Dark Aqua, huh? So the rest of the regular Tistinas are lights, and we actually did get a Tistina card recently. That was the that field spell that. Or not field spell. It was not a field spell. It's a regular spell. I keep thinking it's a field spell for some reason. It's a regular spell that like supports both Tistina and Ashened. It was not. It was like in name, or not in name, but in practice, it was a support for both of them. But now we have the official like OCG support for our terrible dog shit TCG archetype. It's a level 10 Dark Aqua with 2000 attack. You can only use the first second. In this card of normal special, you can add a Tistina monster from your deck to your hand, except for Miasma Dragon Tistina. Also, like Tistina monsters you control will gain 1000 attack for the rest of this turn. Okay, well, it searches, but it's still a level 10. If this card is sent to the graveyard and the card is in the field zone, you can special summon this card, and you can't special summon the rest, hand or grave for the rest of the turn, except for Tistina monsters. Is that good? Is that good at all? Hold up. I don't know anything about the Tistinas. Like, I have not read a single one of these cards. Oh wait, they're not lights. They're just like random shit. Only the gods are lights. Then why does the fucking not quite Tistina support do say light aquas? Like light and dark aquas, I guess. So like the not quite Tistina support is not even good. What the fuck are you... oh my god. Okay. Send a Tistina monster from deck to grave. And that's the field spell, which would be in the field spell zone. So that just like that just makes the field spell like instant this guy who then searches. So theoretically it makes the field spell full combo, maybe? Is full combo possible in this deck? Is there a combo? But it is a very good card, I will say. It seems like a pretty good card. I just don't know if one card is what can fix Tistina. I don't know that you can fix Tistina with one card, right? I guess we'll find out. Speaking of one card to fix a dog shit archetype, Ashened. Inferno the Ashened. When I first saw this, I thought this was a branded card. Like, I thought this was more branded lore. That looks like Ecclesia wearing like Sword Soul stuff. I was like, what the fuck? No, it's fucking Ashened. It's like the priestess of the Ashened wearing like the hero of Ashened's clothing. Hold up. Let's look up the Ashened guys and see what's up with them. Let's find out what's good with Ashened, because it's been a while since I looked at some of these guys. Because there's not very many good cards in this deck. You don't need to pay attention to most of them. Is it the Shaman? I guess this is what the back of the Shaman's outfit could look like. I have no idea. Anyways, Inferno of the Ashes is a continuous spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can place Obsidian from your deck face up in either field zone. Okay, so that gives you another way to access Obsidian, which is, of course, the most important thing you can be doing in Ashened. So, fine, yeah. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls and one level 8 or higher Dark Pyro monster in your graveyard. Send that card in the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon another monster from your graveyard to your opponent's field in defense position. Okay, so this resets your Vados. It removes the card from your opponent's field and then resets Vados, which is fine. It gives the deck a bit more repeatability, but it also does not fix any of the inherent problems with the deck, which is that the deck is bad. The Ashened is like so terribly conceived that I don't think you can actually fix it. I did my best to build the deck. I don't think this helps. I do not think this helps. Like, I just don't think it does. That's not fair. It does help. It does help. It gets Obsidian on the field. It's another way to access Obsidian. Not that the deck is lacking in ways to access Obsidian, but it's another way to access Obsidian, and it resets Vados. The thing is, though, you have to grab this card. You have to get this card somehow into your field to do the Vados reset. And you've got ways to search it, of course, but there's like other cards in the deck that you like to search as well. And it's not a continuous trap, so you can't search it off of Vados. Although, like, with Vados, you also have other cards you'd like to search as well, like the Super Poly, like, not quite Super Poly, honestly. I can't believe they have, like, such a bad Super Poly, like, one of the worst Super Polys ever printed. Yeah, I think this is worse than the Tistina one. I think the Tistina one is actually quite strong, as far as, like, a Tistina card goes. I think this one is, this is like a card that you would get for a deck that has a steady game plan but has problems staying in the game. Ashened does not have a steady game plan. It needs a card to give it a steady game plan, which is what the Tistina card does. The Tistina card gives Tistina a steady game plan, theoretically. And this is like support for a deck that doesn't exist. It's like it's support for an Ashen deck that does not yet exist. I don't get it. Next up, Sky Strikers. Another Sky Striker. We got a new Sky Striker. Prototype Sky Striker Ace, Amatsu. Link 1, Dark Machine, Link Effect, bottom. 1500 attack. Requires a Sky Striker Ace monster. You can special summon the Prototype Sky Striker Ace Amatsu once per turn. You can only use this card's name first and second once per turn. When the monster your opponent controls with 2,000 more attack activates its effect, quick effect, you make that effect become destroy one Sky Striker Ace Link monster your opponent controls instead. Oh, okay. And then, so I guess the idea is that you use like Ray, or I guess does Rose have this effect as well? I think I'm not as familiar with Rose, unfortunately, where they come back when you destroy it. So like basically like you negate the opponent's effect kinda, but instead of negating it, you turn it into destroying this Link monster, which then summons back Ray, and then Ray can then quick link into something else. When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, you can target one Sky Striker Ace monster you control, and when a card your opponent controls, destroy them. Okay, so then it not only has that, it also has this effect, which means that if your opponent targets you for an attack and like just decides not to do an effect, you can use this to pop yourself and an target card your opponent controls, and destroy them both, and then get the Ray effect as well. This is interesting. I think this is actually a card that's probably going to see some amount of play in Sky Striker. I think it's decent. I like it. All right. Now we've got a couple of I don't really want to call them free agents, because they are of the same ilk as those cards we saw for Crossover Breakers. They are a series, 3 cards, each one designed to work with one of the 3 deck build pack archetypes, but not actually a part of the deck. This is like a trend now. And I think it's cool. But they have to actually be like playable. So let's see if that happens. By the way, Golden Nova is going crazy about this, because it looks like that one guy that Golden Nova thought was part of the Albaz lore and wasn't. But also he kind of looks like Metaltronus a little bit. Who knows what the hell is going on here? Sacramentum Dragoon. I almost said dragon. It's Dragoon. He's gooning. Level 8 Light Dragon Fusion Effect Monster. 3,000 attack. 1,500 defense. 1 dragon, 1 spellcaster. This is the Dragon Tail guy. He's a dragon and spellcaster guy. You can only use the first. You can only use the third effect this card's name once per turn. There's a little space there. Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! If you need a copy editor. Loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. Your opponent's special summon loses 100 attack for each banished card. What the fuck? Your opponent's special summon dragons and spellcaster monsters cannot activate their effects while this fusion summon card is in this monster zone. Weird. Is this like an... What? You can target one dragon and spellcaster monster in your graveyard, special summon one of them, and if you do, place the other on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I think this card is poo-poo pee-pee bad. I mean, I guess it's fairly generic material. Wait a minute. This isn't a card designed to help Dragontail. This is a card designed to stop them. This is like a crazy super poly target against them, and then it fucking negates their effects, or makes it so they can't activate their effects. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm just sick. I like I said, I'm still recovering from that cold. My laugh is completely fucked. This is crazy. What the fuck? Oh my god. What a strange thing to print. I don't understand the logic behind this one so much. All right, next up, Vallon, the psychic sky blaster. Are they like kind of making an archetype out of Castiel? Like that Castiel's a sky blaster too, right? Oh, wrong thing. Castiel. I'm probably spelling that wrong. Sky Blaster token. Phantom Sky Blaster. Hold up. I'm going to actually need to put Sky Blaster there. Yeah, Sky Blaster Musketeer. Wait. Matt, this guy's a Sky Blaster too? I didn't remember him being Sky Blaster. What the fuck is with the Sky Blasters? What's going on here? Are we going to get a Sky Blaster archetype eventually? Like, what's going on? All right. So this is a rank 5, sorry. It's a rank 5. That's why I said it weird, because I was trying to say 5. So that means it works with it's for the fucking canines, like the cops. Rank 5, Dark Psychic Ixies, 2500 to 2200, 2 level 5, so it's generic. Named after Porthos from the Three Musketeers. So I think Castiel is as well. So we're going to get a third one, or is Clavkiss the third one? You can only use the first and second phase of this card to return. During the main phase, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. This card's in the graveyard, target a set card, destroy it. Honestly, this is not bad. This is fine. Oh, this is interesting. This card sent to the graveyard. That would include just being sent there by, say, like a Ryzial. Or potentially being detached from material from a higher level Ixies monster, say in the Canine deck. Yeah, this one seems quite nice. It's trying to round out the rank 5 pool a little bit, because that's like the big problem with Canine, as I see it, is that the rank 5 pool is pretty shallow. And this gives them a bit more going on, and it's not a light monster, which is important for that shit. All right, and here's the Yummy card. I imagine this one's not going to be very good, because Yummy is already quite strong. Uka no Mitsune no Onari. Link to Light Beast Effect Monster, 1500 bottom left. It's a link to, so it's probably not going to be very good in Yummy. 2 light monsters, including a beast. You can only use the first and third effects of this card once returned. If this card is linked to someone, you can target a quick play spell in your graveyard, set it. Okay. Yummy has a pretty decent quick play spell, so that's not bad. Your opponent cannot target cards in the field zone with card effects, so it protects your field spells, which Yummy has. But I can think of other decks that have light beast monsters and a field spell. Runic. If this card is destroyed, you can choose the following effects up to the number of cards in field zones and apply them in sequence. You cannot choose the same effect twice. Destroy one card your opponent controls, inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. So, this guy can get you a quick play spell from your graveyard. Makes it so your opponent cannot target cards in the field zone with card effects. And if it's destroyed, you can destroy a card your opponent controls. If there's a decent way to get it out of the extra monster zone and into the main monster zones and clear up your extra monster zone for Runic monsters, this could be quite strong for Runic. Because they can make this with Slipnir. I don't think it's good for Yummy. Like, I don't think Yummy cares about this. I think Yummy has better things to be doing. And you know what? Frankly, I think Runic might have better things to be doing than this too. But if you can find a way to easily make this outside of the main monsters, extra monster zones, so you can clear that up for your fusion monsters, this seems pretty good. This seems pretty good. All right, and finally, we have a new archetype, which is the cover card of the thumbnail and all that. So I'm sure you're all excited to get to this finally. Artmegia. First up, we've got our guy, who seems to be. I think this is our lore guy. This is what Yu-Gi-Oh is saying, is that this is our new lore guy. So I guess there's gonna be a lore around this fucker. I want that twink obliterated. Medius the Innocent. Not when I'm done with him. Oh Jesus. Fuck. I'm going to end up dying from my own humor. Level 4 Dark Fairy. You don't have to tell me twice he's a fairy. 1800. This guy gets floodgated by the fucking wizard guy we looked at earlier. He kills the first and second effects card once per turn. If this card is normal special summon, you can take a imprisoned deity monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. I think we'll special summon it, thank you. I guess we'll see what the imprisoned deities are later. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one monster from your hand or face up field into the deck, and if you do special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. So it just recurs itself? Oh boy. So it's a search card that can also summon, and it just recurs itself. But it does banish it when it leaves, banish itself when it leaves the field the second time, at least. And it shuffles from hand or field, so it's not like it shuffles from grave. I guess we'll have to find out if that's a problem or not. Okay, so I guess we won't find out about the imprisoned deity yet. Artmegia Fine Melt. I don't think it is fine if it melts. So we're getting some sort of a painter-like character. A level 7 light warrior. Level 7. 2400, 1500. You can only use the first and third effects of this card once per turn. You control an Artmegia card. You can special summon this card from your hand. Then draw one card. Okay, that's a pretty easy summoning condition. Free level 7. Where have I heard this before? Your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmegia monsters you control with card effects. Are there any of those? I haven't seen one yet. During the main phase, if you control 3 or more monster types, quick effect, you can negate the effects of all face-up monster your opponent currently controls, and their current attack becomes halved until the end of this turn. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a quick effect, too. It's not even just like a continuous effect. It's a quick effect lingering on their face-up monsters. Okay, so it's not as bad as just having a continuous effect. Ugh. Okay. I don't like these already. Artmegia Graflari. Dragon effect, level 5, 2100, 1500. Control Artmegia, special in this card from your hand. Set an Artmegia spell card for your deck. Hold up, did this thing do anything like that? Yeah, it draws a card. Okay. Okay, I don't like these. I don't like these already. The first time this card would be destroyed by battle each turn, it's not destroyed. Okay, that's fine. Target spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it. This is a quick effect if you control 3 or more monster types. Okay, this guy sucks. Except for the fact he's a pretty good extender and then searches a spell, which could be quite strong. This one's a musician. What is this guy's deal? He shoots rockets. We've got an artist, a musician, and this guy shoots rockets. A graffiti flare. Okay, so okay, I guess. She's named after literature though, and she's clearly playing a lyre. Like she's like clearly a musician. Level 3 light spellcaster. Wasn't this also a spellcaster? No, this one's a warrior. Okay. 400, 1800. So this is like a normal summon. First and third effects each once per turn. If you control an Artmegia card, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can add an Artmegia card, not spell or trap or monster. This is just generic. Okay. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Okay. During your opponent's main phase, you put summon an Artmegia monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Lidra. Then return this card on the field to the hand. Wow. Okay. So this lets you quick effect tag into an Artmegia monster, and then it returns itself to the field, and then you can special summon it from your hand again, and then get to search again. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Whoa, owl guy. What the fuck? This guy's crazy. Whoa. Imprisoned deity beast. Imprisoned deity! This guy is searchable off of this other freak that isn't searchable by this archetype, or by this deck so far. Okay. Level 1 Earth Illusion effect monster, 300 attack, 200 defense. He's got Karibo stats and King of the Skull Servant stats. You can only use the second and third effects of this card name each once per turn. You cannot special for the extra deck except for fusion monsters. Okay. But that's only while this guy's on the field, right? So yeah. During the main phase, quick effect, you fusion summon one Artmegia fusion monster or Nerva, the imprisoned deity of creation, from your extra deck, using monster from your hand or field, including this card you control. Hand or field, okay. Discard sent from hand or field of the graveyard. You can add one more Artmegia spell trap from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. And this is an Artmegia, so I guess all these other these various places are going to have different imprisoned deities, I guess. So this searches a spell trap. Different name from the cards in your graveyard. That's interesting. Alright, so here's our fusion monsters we can make. Artmegia Diactoros. So this is Medeus plus an Artmegia monster, which could be made with Imprisoned Deity Beast. But you're not going to have an easy way to get to Medeus, as far as I can tell. He's a dark fairy, right? So there's not really a good way to search him either. I mean, you could branded fusion him into the graveyard and then use his effect to summon him. Okay. You could target one monster on the field, change its battle position. Okay, sure. When your opponent activates a card effect on the field, you control 3 or more monster types. Quick effect, you negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Okay, well, yeah. Just a straight up Omni negate if you control 3 or more monster types, and you also have that floodgate. Awesome, dude. Well, it's not a floodgate, it's a quick effect floodgate, like just activatable. So it's a little less strong than the floodgate. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can special summon Medeus from your hand, deck, or banishment. Okay, so the banishment effect doesn't matter at all if you use this guy. Okay. And it's just like a fucking Omni negate, and it also has a battle position change too. Okay, this seems pretty good to me. The only problem is going to be making it. And then we have Nerva, the imprisoned deity of creation. So I guess we have another imprisoned deity. So maybe all these, like, whatever these factions will be, will have multiple imprisoned deities, maybe. Level 10 Earth Illusion Fusion. Illusion Fusion sounds fun. 33, pretty decent stats. 3 Artmegia monsters must first be either fusion summon or special summon from your extra deck in defense position by attributing 3 monsters with different types. Do they have to be Artmegia monsters? Or is it just any 3 types? Because any 3 types is a little silly. You can only special summon once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by card effects while there's a card in the field zone. Sometimes we're getting a field spell. Once per turn, when you activate an Artmegia monster's effect, quick effect, you can make that effect become destroy all cards your opponent controls. Okay. So it has a Raigeki effect. But its Raigeki effect is, if your other Artmegia monster does an effect activation, then you get to do this. So while you can make this in any deck that has 3 monsters of different types on the field, there's no reason to, it seems, unless you need a level 10 Earth or a monster with 3000 attack and defense or an illusion fusion on the field. There's various reasons why you might want to make this, but like not for the effect, I think. Here's our field spell, Artmegia, the Academy City of Divine Arts. And here's our protagonist, studying at the school, I guess. But he's like a fairy, so maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he's just good at things. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Medius the Innocent in addition to your normal summon or set. Interesting. That's a really specific extra normal summon. You could discard one spell trap and declare the name of one Artmegia monster you do not control. Add one of the declared monsters from your deck to your hand. Also, you can special from the extra, outside the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for Artmegia monsters and Medius the Innocent. Cannot special from outside the extra deck. So the extra deck is open. You're allowed to do anything in the extra deck you want to do, unless you have that one guy on field who locks you into the fusion summons, but then you can just fusion summon off. So who cares about that? But you're locked out of the main deck special summons, except for Artmegia and Medius. That's an interesting restriction. I like this exploration of card design space. Otherwise, this field spell is really strange. I feel like it could be stronger, but like it does get you into your Artmegia monsters, and it gives you an additional normal summon for Medius. So it's probably fine. The additional normal summon for Medius is a little specific. Theorialize. Like theorize and realize. Normal spell card. Also, what's going on in this art? That's the artist girl, and it's like Medius holding a scarf or something? I don't know. Normal spell card, you can lose the first and second. Send Medius the Innocent from your deck to the graveyard. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck and place it on either the top or bottom of the deck. We're fucking back. Spiral fucking back. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster you control, and declare one monster and one attribute. It becomes a declared type and attribute until the end of your turn, or your opponent's turn. Hold up. Wait a minute. So this gets Medius into your graveyard. And then it can summon itself, and then you can do things. So that's like the point of this card, is it's Foolish Burial for Medius, which seems really oddly specific. So I'm not sure if it's actually good or not. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I hope you understand how bullshit this is. This is unthinkable. You can't do this. This is Reproducus. This is better than Reproducus for one turn. If you only need this to be active for one turn, this is better than Reproducus. And most Reproducus combos only need to be active for one turn. Well, I say better than Reproducus. Reproducus is in the extra deck, which makes it really good. This is going to require getting it into the graveyard through like Foolish Burial Goods or something, so it's not going to be as accessible, or one of the various other ways to send a spell card to the graveyard. But yeah, that's this is a really concerning piece of text. It could be used for some very silly things. I didn't mean to do that. Artmegia Master. I was wondering if we we're going to get more Artmegia spell cards, because so far we'd only had one, and there's a card that specifically searches the spell cards. So, Artmegia Masterwork Succession. Quick play spell card. You can lose the first and second. During the main phase, fusion summon one fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters from hand or field, including an Artmegia monster. Then, if there's a card in the field zone, so summon monster gets 500 attack. Cool. So it's a quick play fusion. It only activates. You can only activate it during the main phase, which makes it a lot worse, but it's still decent. Can only use hand or field material. Has to use an Artmegia. Does not have to summon an Artmegia. That's nice. And then if there's a card in the field zone, the monster gets 500 attack, which is worthless. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 Artmegia cards in your graveyard with different names, shuffle them into the deck. Okay. I guess that lets you recycle some materials. Fine. Artmegia Vandalism Assault. Continuous spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Medius the Innocent to your hand. Okay. So now we also have a search power that we can use to get that extra normal summon going. Alright, so I'm now sufficiently Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. It doesn't show up for you, apparently. Whatever. That's interesting. So this is actually searchable in Archetype it too. So like the other card is a Foolish Burial, but it's not in Archetype. You can't use that in Archetype to get Medeus going. This lets you get Medeus into hand in Archetype. So a lot more consistent. A lot more consistent. You could target one face-up monster you control. That face-up monster can be treated as an Artmegia monster if used as fusion material this turn. And you got 2 searches in this deck too. So the second effect is interesting. I don't know. I guess you would use it to make the big guy, I guess. Or you could use it to make the Medeus fusion. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of fusions to make right now. If Artmegia, the Academy City of Divine Arts you control, be destroyed by card effects, you can send this card you control to the graveyard instead. Okay, so protect the castle a little bit. Artmegia, banish, change. What's she doing to that guy? What's she doing to Medea? Normal spell card, you can lose the first second per turn. Place an Artmegia, the Academy City of the Divine Arts from your deck or graveyard face up in your field zone. If you can control it, you can add an Artmegia card from your deck to your hand except for... Oh, okay. So this card gets you into Artmegia, or if you already have it, from deck or graveyard, which is nice. Or if you already have it, it also can get you into any other Artmegia card, which is really nice. When your Artmegia monster is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate that attack, and if you can, then you can special summon one Medeus the Innocent from your hand. Sure. I guess that's fine. I think the most interesting thing about this, to me, is that like it has this text of placing the field spell to kind of like dodge around Ash Blossom, but then it has this text right here where it turns it into an Ash Blossom target again. Very strange. I feel like the second effect is just kind of nothing, but it can protect you from something, I guess. I think this is a fine effect to be the second effect on a decent card, and this is a pretty good card. So this is fine as the second effect on that. And then we have a trap card, and that's the end of it. Okay, yeah. Artmegia Messena Awakening. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I need Golden Nova to explain what's going on in the lore here. Normal trap card. You can use one of the first and second turn, and then only once that turn. Summon an Artmegia monster or Medeus the Innocent from your deck. Also this turn, the activation of your cards and effects that include the effective fusion summons. A fusion monster cannot be negated. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. That's a lot of text. Considering... I guess they do have the quick effect fusion. Is the effect on this fucker quick effect as well? Yes, it is. So this fucker is also quick effect. So all their fusions are quick effect, which is actually quite interesting. Do they want you to do them on your opponent's turn? Because I feel like just setting this guy up is better than waiting. But if you want to set up this trap card to protect your fusion summon, then you do need to wait. Yeah, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target an Artmegia monster you control. Return it to the hand, extra deck, and if you do, destroy one card your opponent controls. Okay. I feel like maybe you just don't even play this. I mean, it gets you a free guy, though. Oh, wait, it can get you the guy who does quick effect summon. Okay, yeah, no, I get you. So you can do all the setup you want, and then on your opponent's turn, if you get this trap on the field, I still think you actually might want to get some of the other cards first. Especially because this trap card is actually kind of hard to get at, right? Because there's 2 cards that, well, I guess there's 3 cards that search if you include the spell card. But the spell card, hold up, where is it? Here it is. The spell card will only search if you already have the field spell in place. Then Graflara only gets a spell, so it can't get the trap. And then Flare can get, or Litera, can get it. But that's it. That's it. None of the others can do that. I feel like this archetype is unfinished, is incomplete currently, right? Some, like, every new archetype gets at least 2-3 waves of support, obviously. But some archetypes are playable on the first wave. I don't know that this is one, but there's a lot of powerful cards in here and a lot of potential in here. It makes sense because this appears to be our new lore story, and our new lore guy is a part of it, and seems to be having some fucked up shit happening to him. As per this, whoever this is it? Is it her? Yeah, it's her. She's like chaining him up for some reason. Who knows? But quite interesting. I think these cards are quite interesting. I will be looking forward to see what develops with them. I don't know. I don't really know how to evaluate them right now. They don't. I mean, their fusion guy is quite strong. That's for sure. Absolutely. Like you're definitely playing this continuous spell card, which gets you into Medeus and is like a pretty decent thing. In general, you're definitely playing the field spell. You're probably playing some of the monsters. I feel like this is kind of a larger deck core than we're kind of playing these days. I don't know. I'd have to like really dig down into it, and it's almost 3 a.m. so I'd like to stop thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Brief summary: these cards are dog shit, but it's fine. These cards are Zero is fine. Lemniscate is quite interesting. I think it's going to be pretty good for Sky Striker. Leo Wizard is a lot better than I thought he would be, but I don't know if you'll see it play. Spring is interesting for Sky Striker, or like other decks like it. I don't know that it'll see any play though, because all it does is give you a lot of attack points. We'll have to see what the other seasons do. Dark Flare Swordsman is actually surprisingly good, just because it is a really svelte package that gets you into the Ultimate Flare Swordsman, the boss monster of an entire fucking deck, who is generally not bad. He's just not good either. But like, if he's this easy to access, he might actually be pretty strong. The Tistina card is really good for Tistina, but I don't know if it's enough. The branded card is not. It's good, but it's just not what the deck needs right now. The new Sky Striker Link monster, Link one is pretty decent, I think. These new cards, this card is like anti-synergy. It's going to really fuck up Dragon Tail as a super poly target. This guy seems good for the rank 5 pool. And I think this has more play in Runic than it does in Yummy, but we'll see. And then these guys, they seem like a really solid start for an archetype. And I could see them doing quite well, especially if they get some more pretty decent cards in the second wave. So yeah, that's all my thoughts about all of these. Let me know what you think of all these cards down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. I hope to talk to you again soon. No more vacations for a little bit, so we'll be full steam ahead on all things Thempire. Thanks. See you in the next one. Bye. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Haru Hayes, Fleakill, Frog Prince Michael, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.